everybody. It's Dr. Matt from Pinnacle Chiropractic, your local pediatric, prenatal, and family chiropractic office here in Sarasota, Bradenton, Lakewood Ranch, Florida area. Today's video, we're going to talk all about our test that we do in our office for sensory processing disorders. So whether it's large crowds or haircuts, birthday parties, could be their clothing, things like jeans or button-down shirts or certain foods. All these different things can be very overwhelming for somebody that has sensory processing disorder symptoms, and it can be very difficult on that child. And when they often suffer, we suffer as well. So if you have a child who's easily overwhelmed in large crowds, is always touching everything, or doesn't pick up on social cues or understand personal space, not only can it be frustrating, but absolutely heartbreaking to watch them struggle with stressful sensory situations. So there is not a one size fits all for sensory processing challenges, but SPD is a common condition that affects how the brain and the nervous system processes stimuli, and it can affect all five of the general senses, so things like touch, smell, see, taste, and hearing. So if your child struggles with SPD, you already know its effects. And so in this video, we will look at the root causes and the specific tests we can use to measure the struggle. And yes, there is a test we can use to quantify it. And then, even more importantly, we're going to get to work helping make the sensory processing system more comfortable and able to handle all the stimuli. So this is really for you moms and dads who want to dive deeper into how to help your child with sensory struggles. Most likely they've tried different therapies and diets and often avoid situations that are difficult altogether to no or very little avail. So we're really going to dive into the science behind SPD and finding that root cause and the tests that we utilize here. So finding the root cause of SPD, there's two different kinds of sensory processing challenges, either sensory avoiding or sensory seeking. So sensory avoiding, they don't want to be touched. Sensory seeking, they're always in need of more stimulation. And then some kids can actually have a little bit of mix between both of those things. So to find the root cause of these struggles, we often have to go all the way back to your child's development, often before the delivery process as well. So one of the very first things that we see develop in utero is the brain and the autonomic nervous system. So if our moms are left in constant state of stress and anxiety, this can greatly affect the developing infant's brain and nervous system as well. And another trigger is really birth intervention and trauma. So things like forceps, vacuum extraction, induction, C-section, these can all disrupt the function of the brainstem and the upper neck region, which are really the most important areas for processing and integrating sensory information before it reaches the brain. Think of the brainstem in that area as the air traffic control for all of your child's seven senses, and where it's responsible for not only organizing and processing the information, but also keeping out unwanted or annoying information. So this unwanted and annoying information is known as nociception. It's basically the scientific word for noise. And so the reason your child may be avoiding certain stimuli is to avoid that additional noisy and stressful situations that they can't yet tolerate. So additionally, if they're constantly moving and they're seeking out physical touch and stimulation, they're doing this in order to bring about proprioception, which is really the sense of movement. And while it may seem like it, it may not seem like it to us adults or parents, but all that movement and touching things is actually working to calm down their brain and their nervous system. So with our SPD test, it's really the one thing to talk through why this is happening, but more importantly, how do we help it? And so the nervous system is really a two-way street. One set of nerves is called the sensory nerves. These nerves send information and report to the brain and brainstem precisely what's going on inside the body and outside the body. The other set of nerves is more of what is termed motor control nerves that send signals from the brain and spinal cord and tell various parts of the body what to do, when to do it, how to do it. Think of our muscles, moving our muscles or moving our body. And so as parents, we measure these systems through the symptoms they produce, but this often doesn't tell us the entire whole story of what's going on inside the body within the nervous system. So this is why taking a test to look under the surface is so incredibly important with children who struggle with SPD. The best part is that this test can be done very easily and comfortably. So this test, which is conducted in our office, consists of 3 neurosensory scans from a technology that's called the Insight. So the insight scans are all about finding, tracking, and understanding if subluxation and dysautonomia are present. And if they are, we need to know two things about them. How significant is it? Is it severe, mild, moderate, severe, or intensive? And the other question and thing we need to know about it is where within the neurospinal system are things primarily located. So think of the neurospinal system as really the fuse box in your home, while our nervous system is quite a bit more intricate and complex than that. Many of the sensory and motor nerve functions similarly. So in our office, we use the neural fuse chart to help us better track and locate where and what kind of trouble the subluxation and dysautonomia may be causing. So making sure that this system is working at full function is really the most important exam and assessment any pediatric provider could ever perform on your child. Put simply, if the nervous system isn't calm on the inside, sensory symptoms are going to show up on the outside. So in just 10 to 15 minutes, these safe and non-invasive scans can find, measure, and locate subluxation or dysfunction within your child's autonomic nervous system. These scans help us put together a customized care plan that fits your child's exact needs and start to restore function and balance to the autonomic nervous system. This is the missing link to help your child with their sensory processing challenges. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video and learned a lot from this and our SPD tests that we can perform in our office. If you're interested in getting the SPD tests and those insight scans done on your child, please reach out to us, 941-822-8828, or visit our website, pinnaclebradenton.com, for more information. And you can always like and follow our social media channels on YouTube, on Instagram, and Facebook for more of our informational content like this one. So hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. As always, I'm Dr. Matt, and we will see you guys on the next video. Thanks for watching.